For decades, coal was the undisputed heavyweight champion of the global power grid. I mean, coal was pretty much what we used almost all over the world. But today the data is in and the crown has officially been taken by another source of energy. According to energy think tank Ember, renewable energy, driven by an absolute explosion in solar, overtook coal as the world's leading source of electricity in the first half of 2025. It is a historic first, but there is a catch. While the Sun Belt nations, which is actually 90% of the world's population, such as China, Pakistan, and much of Africa are hitting the gas, the US is hitting the brakes. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. While the rest of the world is enjoying the cheapest energy in human history, American homeowners are still paying a bureaucracy premium that makes solar 3 times more expensive than it is in Europe or Australia. That's not fake news. It is 3 times more expensive than Australia and a lot of countries in Europe as well. Today we're looking at the global solar boom, the 99.9% price collapse, and why the US is being left behind in the dark. Solar is the new coal. Well, at least everywhere outside of the United States it is anyway. The numbers for the first half of 2025 are staggering. Global electricity demand actually grew by 2.6%, but solar and wind didn't just meet that growth, they exceeded it. Solar alone met 83% of all new electricity demand globally. We're seeing a crucial turning point. For the first time, clean power is keeping pace with a world that is hungrier for energy than ever before. Most of this growth, though, isn't happening in rich Western suburbs. 58% of new solar generation is now in lower income countries, places like Colombia, Pakistan. Why? Well, because of Wright's law. As production doubles, costs drop exponentially. Since 1975, solar prices have fallen by a mind-blowing 99.9%, and that's not fake news, it's very real, 99.9% price drop. It's now so cheap that a country can go from no solar to solar superpower in a single year. Take Pakistan. In 2024, they imported 17 gigawatts of solar, enough to increase their entire national power capacity by 1/3 in just 12 months. Much of that solar, by the way, was imported illegally and was used by homeowners who have never had electricity ever before. When your grid is unreliable and your bills are higher than your rent, cheap solar isn't a green choice. It's an economic survival tool. So the US, it's facing a soft cost nightmare. What does this mean exactly? Well, first of all, why is this solar revolution not happening at the same scale in the United States? While the underlying technology is the same, the installation is a completely different story. In the US, the average cost to install residential solar is roughly $2.50 to $2.80 per watt. That's US dollars. Compare that to Australia or Germany, where it is under $1 per watt. That is a massive lag. It's not the panels, it's the soft costs. In Europe, you can often get a permit and get it installed in days. If you'd like to book a paid consultation, you can do so, and I'll put a link in the description below. If you want advice on what electric car to buy, solar systems, all that kind of stuff, you can do that, depending on which country you're in, of course. In the US, you face a fragmented, bureaucratic nightmare of local permits, inspections, and grid connection hurdles that add $3,000 to $4,000 to a standard system before a single tool is even lifted. It's honestly kind of a joke. Then you add the rapid shutdown regulations, uniquely strict in the United States, which add another $1,500 in hardware costs. The result? Americans are paying a premium for a product that the rest of the world is buying at cheap commodity prices. The divide is about to get much wider, though. In other words, it's about to get worse for the United States. The IEA has just halved its forecast for renewable growth in the US this decade. Previously, they predicted 500 gigawatt of new capacity by 2030. But now, under the politics and the policies of the Trump administration, sadly, that's been slashed to 250 gigawatt. While China's clean tech exports hit a record 20 billion in a single month, August 2025, the US is refocusing on oil and gas exports. The administration has signaled a retreat from emissions regulations, as you know, loosened fuel economy standards, and is targeting the federal tax credits that have been the lifeblood of the American solar industry. Essentially, we are seeing two very different worlds. China's adding more solar and wind capacity than the rest of the world combined, cutting their own fossil fuel use and installing batteries and solar at the fastest pace in history. Meanwhile, the United States is seeing demand outpace energy output, leading to an increased reliance on coal and gas. Adair Turner of the Energy Transition Commission points out that geography is becoming destiny. Sunbelt nations, Asia, Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia, Australia, these are the big winners. Solar meets their peak demand for air conditioning perfectly, and with battery prices also falling, they can go off grid almost immediately. But wind belt nations like the UK and the northern United States face a tougher road. Wind turbine costs haven't followed the same Wright's law curve as solar. They've only dropped about a third in a decade. High interest rates have made these massive projects even more expensive. And now you've got the Trump administration literally banning offshore wind, even with projects that are already underway. But regardless of the geography, the leader is clear. China's exports of EVs and batteries are now worth twice as much as their solar panel exports. They aren't just selling the panels, they're selling the entire energy ecosystem. People who have a solar system are much more likely to get an electric car than those without one. The world is embracing cheap solar because it is the most logical financial decision in history. It's nothing to do with politics. It's nothing to do with greenwashing. But in the United States, local policy, fragmented regulations, and a shift back toward fossil fuels are creating a solar wall. The panels are cheap, but the system is expensive. While the rest of the world treats solar like an appliance you can buy at a hardware store, the US still treats it like a major civil engineering project. If we don't cut the red tape and solve the soft cost crisis, the historic turning point the rest of the world is celebrating will remain a missed opportunity for the American economy. It's quite sad. What do you think? Is the US making a massive mistake by pulling back on renewables, or can oil and gas still win the cost war? Guys, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Guys, if you want to install solar panels, a home battery, or a home charger, the best way to do this for your situation is to go to the links in the description below, and they'll take you to a page where you can compare everyone. So depending on it doesn't matter where you live. A lot of people email me all the time saying, well, what solar system should I get? Who should I go with? What battery should I get? What electric charger should I get? Well, click in the links in the description and you can actually compare all the different choices and find the best deal for you. I'll put that link in the description below. Additionally, there is a battery savings calculator link and also a federal battery rebate calculator. I personally have found that I'm not paying for electricity at all, and that's including charging my 2 electric cars and also running my home power, my home sauna. Nothing, not paying anything at all. And I think a lot of people are getting misled. They think that getting a battery is not worth it. Actually, I think it is worth it. So those links are in the description below.